Thank you guys for watching this video. Like and subscribe to see more videos. Let's get into the video.
1 Chapter 1. When Satoru regained consciousness, the faint sound of an argument reached his ears. Enough, I'm going to keep this child, no matter what. The voice was gentle but firm, unmistakably a woman's. Gray hair at birth, it's an ominous sign. Besides, no one in the Uchiha family has ever been born with blue eyes. How do you even know he's my blood? An older male voice responded, skeptical and disapproving.
Why? Just because he came from my womb.
Are you doubting me? The woman's voice returned, filled with determination and anger. Enough. This child will be named Satoru Uchiha and will be recognized as the second son of Uchiha Fugaku. No more arguments.
Huh.
That sounded strange. Uchiha? Satoru's mind, still groggy, tried to piece things together. Could it be that his obsession with Shonen Jump had pushed him into a bizarre dream? Well, better to ignore it and pretend it's just a figment of his imagination. After all, dreams like this, ridiculous fantasies of a teenage boy, are better left forgotten. With that, Zihu drifted back to sleep. When he woke up again, he found himself staring at the ceiling above with pale blue eyes shrouded in a misty sheen. Did I cross over? Not just any world either, but the perilous world of Naruto. Why couldn't it have been a better place? Wouldn't it have been better to transmigrate to a peaceful, carefree world? This high-risk, battle-driven universe was totally out of sync with his personality. Satoru sighed inwardly, but his eyes remained calm, like the surface of an undisturbed lake. He glanced at the system interface that came with his new reality. Host *Satoru. World *Naruto. Template unlocked *Satoru Gojo's curse power ceiling. Unlock percentage *0%. Acting points *0. When the template's progress reaches 10%, the first ability, 6 Eyes, will be unlocked. Acting points can be used to purchase items from the system store or advance template progress. Every 1,000 points can be converted to 1% progress. Talk about a ripoff. The system store refreshes with new items daily. Today's random items were S-grade ceiling scroll,
Sweet tricolored dango.
strawberry cheesecake. What use were these now? His acting points were at 0, an absolute void. Satoru stared at the empty count of acting points, deep in thought. Quite the coincidence, wasn't it? His new name was Satoru, and he even had to play the role of Gojo Satoru, the ultimate caster. Funny. Feeling his facial muscles contract involuntarily, Satoru turned his head to see a 3-year-old toddler persistently poking at his cheeks. Wait a minute. Is this his older brother, Uchiha Itachi? The very one who would go on to destroy their clan? It seemed he would have to earn acting points if he wanted to survive in this dangerous world, and indulge in sweets from time to time. The dango was sweet and chewy, with a subtle firmness that brought comfort in the harsh winter.
Ah.
Satoru sighed contentedly, leaning back on the chair in the shop. Half his face was hidden beneath a black blindfold, his white hair a striking contrast. He wore the standard Uchiha clan attire with a lazy, carefree air. Satoru, children shouldn't eat so many sweets, said a cute, serious-looking boy at the doorway, his disapproval clear as he eyed the towering stack of plates on the table. Itachi, don't be so serious. Didn't you have some too? Satoru replied nonchalantly, sprawled across the chair. Satoru, you should call me brother. And remember, your pocket money has been confiscated, Itachi said, raising an eyebrow at the defiant child before him. Oh, was that so? It was, Itachi confirmed, folding his arms sternly. Satoru exaggerated his nod, a sly grin spreading across his face as he approached Itachi. Itachi, isn't it time for you to take a calcium supplement? He laid a hand on Itachi's shoulder, adopting a mock-serious expression. Though only 5, Satoru was as tall as Itachi, who was nearly 8. Whether due to some genetic quirk or not, the 3-year difference barely showed. Itachi's brow twitched at Satoru's cheeky comment, and a playful yet irritated tick appeared on his forehead. He smirked, raising his fingers to flick Satoru's forehead. Just before Itachi could connect, Satoru disappeared in a blur.
Huh? Gone?
A flicker of surprise crossed Itachi's usually composed face. However, years of ninja training and keen instincts led him to sense Satoru's presence behind him. Itachi spun around, only to find Satoru standing there, a mischievous grin on his face. Hey, Itachi. Satoru waved, smiling widely. Not bad. Itachi remarked, a hint of admiration breaking through his serious expression. Even he hadn't managed to track the movement, it was fast. Chapter 2. Satoru grinned mischievously, a skewer of three-colored dango dangling from his mouth. Every day, he worked tirelessly to accumulate acting points and unlock his abilities bit by bit. Though he had only managed to unlock 6 eyes and curse technique laps, blue so far, it was enough for now. Hey, kid, are you trying to dine and dash? A sudden, booming voice interrupted the quiet of the shop. The shop girl, having noticed the commotion, came rushing over with a broom in hand, her red skirt fluttering as she charged forward. Whoa, quite the energy, Satoru said, exaggerating his tone for effect. He adjusted his slipping blindfold and felt a ringing in his ears. Was this the legendary lion's roar? Hey, do I look like the type to skip out on paying? He said with mock indignation. Relax.
See?
My sponsor's here. He flashed a bright, innocent smile and, before Itachi could react, pushed his older brother forward. Over to you, Itachi. No need to thank me too much. Satoru added cheerfully. Come on, I believe in your wallet strength. The girl, flustered by Satoru's disarming smile, shook her head, her cheeks turning crimson. Oh, Satoru-kun isn't like that at all, she said, reassured. However, her smile faded the moment she met Uchiha Itachi's serious expression. She stammered, a note of panic in her voice. Nine Tails. No, I don't want your money. She backed away, eyes wide with fear as the subconscious pressure from Itachi's presence settled around her. Satoru's grin vanished, his pale blue eyes turning solemn. He knew all too well the reason for her fear. The Uchiha clan, in charge of Konoha's police force and tasked with maintaining law and order, had always been viewed with suspicion by the village. Their inherent pride and aloofness didn't help their reputation either. The Ninetales attack had only worsened the situation, sowing resentment and mistrust. After the incident, the village authorities had forced the Uchiha to relocate to the outskirts of Konoha, sparking anger and unease among them. The shopgirl's reaction was a harsh reminder of the Uchiha's strained relationship with the rest of the village. What's this, boss? Are you letting me go because I'm too handsome? Satoru joked, trying to lighten the mood. I mean, I know I'm devastatingly good-looking, but I'm an honest guy. I don't rely on my face to get by. He leaned in conspiratorially, winking. So, Itachi will pay, and if he doesn't, he can sell his clothes to cover the bill. He'd make a great model in women's wear, trust me. The shopgirl's laughter dispelled some of the tension, and she nodded. No, I'm not that kind of shop owner, she said with a smile. I won't do that. Maybe the Uchiha weren't as fearsome as the rumors suggested. The girl looked from Satoru, with his striking white hair and blue eyes, to the stoic Uchiha Itachi, and thought that perhaps not all Uchiha were intimidating. Seeing her smile, Itachi sighed, resigned to his fate. He pulled out his money pouch and handed it over. The girl took the pouch eagerly, as if afraid it would disappear. Itachi, you're always so reliable, Satoru teased, giving a playful nudge. As the coins changed hands, Itachi couldn't help but reflect. Satoru was unpredictable, to say the least. Despite his carefree demeanor, there was a sharp intellect lurking beneath the surface. Even as his brother, Itachi couldn't fully decipher what went on in Satoru's mind. One thing's for sure, the shopgirl said, cradling the pouch like a treasure. This boy really did eat everything in the shop. She cast a glance at Itachi before hurrying off, clutching her hard-earned takings. It was clear she had no intention of letting them go without a fight. Up to Chapter 10 available on Patreon, byGGFanfiction, smiley face. Gimme Power Stonus. Also, leave a review FFS. Chapter 3. You scared her away. You scared her away, Satoru said, blaming Uchiha Itachi without a hint of guilt. Uchiha Itachi ignored his younger brother's unreasonable comment, maintaining his calm as they continued walking. With that cold demeanor, can you even make friends? Wu teased. Take me for example. I'm so handsome and charming that even the shopkeeper next door can't resist asking for my name. Satoru rambled on until he suddenly stopped, his eyes catching something across the street. Demon Fox, Nine-tailed demon fox. Stay away from us. We don't serve your kind. Voices erupted from a nearby shop as a small, blonde boy was pushed out onto the street. Onlookers scattered, avoiding him as if he were a plague. A mask flew out of nowhere, heading straight for the boy's face. Perfect timing. Satoru muttered as he deftly caught the mask midair and twirled it around his fingers. The remaining crowd gasped, their murmurs filled with shock and suspicion as they observed the blindfolded boy approaching the so-called demon fox. Stay away from him. He'll bring bad luck. Who walks around blindfolded? No wonder he's siding with a monster. Look at his clothes. He's from the Uchiha clan. An uchiha? The whispers quickly turned into hurried steps as people backed away from the scene. The Uchiha police were feared and not to be trifled with. Satoru ignored the crowd's panic, their judgmental whispers bouncing off him like pebbles. Asterisk ding. Plus 100 acting points. Asterisk. While playing the role of Gojo Satoru often found himself influenced by the character's emotions. Big brother. The young, blonde boy muttered, looking up at Satoru. His eyes, once dull and downcast, now shone with a spark of hope. What's your name? Satoru asked, already knowing the answer.
I'm Naruto Uzumaki.
Naruto shouted, his voice brimming with newfound energy. The blindfolded boy who had come to his aid had an inexplicable warmth, and Naruto felt an immediate fondness. Good name, Naruto. You're going to be something special one day. Satoru said, a lollipop now dangling from his lips as he spoke. His curse technique lapse. Blue still drained him, making sugar a necessity. Ha ha ha, really? I'm going to be Hokage someday. Naruto declared, his grin wide and bright. Does the future Hokage want some Ichiraka ramen? Satoru asked, pointing a thumb at Itachi, who stood with his usual stoic expression. Yay. Naruto's eyes sparkled with excitement. Even at his young age, Naruto had a keen sensitivity to the emotions of those around him. He could tell that neither Satoru nor Itachi harbored any ill will. Ramen is so delicious, Naruto said, practically shouting as he slurped the last bit of broth. Really? The ramen shop owner turned around with a smile. Of course. It's the best ramen I've ever had. Naruto replied earnestly, emphasizing with animated gestures. There's going to be a ramen eating contest soon. You should come back for it. The owner said warmly. Count on me. I'll be there for sure. Naruto said with determination, then turned to Satoru. Big brother, will you come too? It sounds fun. Itachi and I will both join. Satoru said with a grin, crossing his arms as if sealing the decision. Don't make decisions for other people. Itachi said, giving Satoru a look of exasperation.
See?
He agreed. Satoru said to Naruto with a wink. Huh, is that agreeing, big brother? Naruto looked puzzled, but didn't question it further. All right, we'll see you next time, Satoru said with a wave before walking away with Itachi. Today didn't go as planned. I didn't get to see Itachi in women's clothes, scared away the shop girl, and ran into a crowd of gossips. Satoru muttered. At least the ramen made up for it. Satoru, stop making a scene. Itachi said, his young face lined with a mix of amusement and weariness. So unfair. Satoru replied playfully, but then his tone turned serious. What did you think of that scene back there? Itachi's eyes grew contemplative.
He knew what Satoru was getting at.
As long as people live by their own limited knowledge and perceptions, they remain trapped in a cycle of bondage. That's reality. But knowledge and perception are fragile. Reality might just be an illusion, a reflection, a flower in the mirror, a moon in the water. People are bound by their obsessions, aren't they? Yeah, that's how it is. Satoru said, his words muffled as he bit down on his lollipop.